You go to bed feeling motivated to wake up early for that run, to start that business plan, or even write your script for that YouTube channel you've been wanting to start for what feels like years. You drift off to sleep, excited with all the potential that the next day will bring. Yet, the morning comes and it's all gone. You pick up your phone innocently to check out Instagram or TikTok, just like you do every morning, and then you're sucked in. A few minutes turns into about an hour, and all that motivation that you had is now forgotten. You had all these goals, plans, and ideas, yet you just can't seem to get started. You find some excuse for yourself and say, I'll just scroll a little bit more and I'll get to it tomorrow. You feel like you're not living up to your real potential. Do you feel like the seeds of doubts about yourself have grown into this forest of inaction? The more you wonder, the less you do. The more others have done in comparison to you, the more you feel like you continue to lose because you're not taking any action. You're too afraid to act, too comfortable to change. You feel like your dreams are going down the drain and tomorrow it starts all over again. The train towards your dreams is leaving the station and it looks like you're going to keep on missing that train. If you find yourself waiting for the perfect opportunity and the 7 planets to align before you take any action, spoiler, they won't align. Remember, a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. You must take action. This is something we've all struggled with and will most likely continue to struggle with unless we actively choose to address it and make some changes. Change our thoughts, change our actions. Otherwise, we risk being in the same place as we are next year, except we'll have compounded all of that extra guilt and self-resentment. In this video, we're going to look at 4 key tips backed by evidence that will point you in the right direction and help you stay sharp, focused, and stop that doom scrolling and finally get you started on your biggest project. Tip 1. Dodge the digital assassin. First, let's address the elephant in everyone's room. What's the productivity vampire? Yep, social media. And his stealthy, hired spy, your smartphone. This crafty duo steals hours like no other, with you none the wiser, sucked into the bottomless pit of relatable memes and mindless scrolling based on what the sneaky little ninja hears and sees you do. Now, if you're scrolling for a reason, like catching important updates from your family or from your friends, by all means continue. But if you're just sending memes to your friends with laughing emojis, and we all know you're not even laughing, that's your productivity waving bye-bye. Not only are social media platforms passively eating your time, but they're engineered to be as addictive as possible, to be your new best friend who's really bad for you. They hire experts who rig the game, making sure you never want to leave. When it comes to your smartphone, either you use it or it uses you. Do you ever find yourself in the middle of an important task and your Instagram or Snapchat notifications light your phone up and you end up on a mindless doom scroll, even when you didn't really want to be on your phone? Yep, we've all been there. So as a first step of action that you can take right now, take a moment to go into your phone settings, go to notifications, and turn off all the apps that you and I both know are just distracting you from important tasks, like getting your work done, going for that run, or even writing that script. Now, you might say, but why stickman? Yes, that's actually my name. I only use those apps to stay in touch with my friends and family. I guarantee you that if you're among the small 5% of people who do this, even if you stop watching right now, I'd be happy knowing you left having implemented an idea that helped you create more time for yourself and to take back control of your future. But if you're adamant and you want to be even better, you want to hear about tip number 2. Tip 2, powerful goals. If your life feels like you're driving in a new country without data on your phone, moving, but not actually knowing where you're going, you're going to waste a lot of time, fuel, and miles, and miss out on all the sweet spots to stop off at. But lucky for you, we've got a hotspot, and you've already got maps installed. You just need to know how to use it to your advantage. There are people who think productive or successful people are just born different, but the reality is they're just regular people like you and me. And if monkey see, monkey do. So how can this monkey do? That monkey is you, by the way. What's their secrets? Well, one way is by having defined goals. Now you might be thinking, I already have goals. Well, maybe. However, if you're a person who struggles with productivity and procrastinates a lot, chances are your goals are too vague. If you don't really know where you're going and you don't know where you're at, how would you expect to achieve that goal? Maybe your goal is lots of money and a Lambo. Sweet. And that's absolutely fine. But you need to have smaller goals to achieve that big goal. Like, I need to learn about how money works. I need to understand investments. And those goals will have even smaller goals. For example, starting a business, A business requires brainstorming, seeing what resources you have, and formulating a business plan. So start with the goal, break it down, and work backwards. Then once you've defined the tasks, create a list and take action, and you'll be well on your way to achieving that productivity. Consider the words of Bruce Lee, who said, "A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at." So who knows, maybe you'll end up somewhere different, but in this game, it's okay to move the goalpost around. Just don't do it too often. And remember, your brain is not some sort of iron memory vault. Don't try to remember everything, from your friend's cat's birthday to you hearing that important quote that you just can't seem to remember. As the productivity guru David Allen once said, your brain is for having ideas, not holding them. Put your ideas in writing where you can see them every day and hold yourself accountable. Nobody is going to come and save you except yourself. And that brings us to tip number 3. Manage your mental resources. Our attention and brain capacity is a limited resource, and we need to use it wisely. What's one of the biggest stealth ninjas that drain us and hack into our dopamine wells? Movies, TV shows, and social media. Whether it's getting left on a cliffhanger of your favorite show or telling yourself just one more episode, when we all know there's no such thing as just one more episode. When it comes to productivity, your life is not affected by what Elon Musk is tweeting about, how many bottles of oil P. Diddy has, or how much money the Hawk Tua girl is making from her podcast. The world and its news are fluff. You need to focus on yourself and the task at hand. One task at a time. Multitasking, well, that's just your brain trying to be a circus performer. And spoiler alert, it's not very good at it. Stick to one act at a time. Focusing on a single task makes you an essentialist, something like a productivity powerhouse. Forget flipping between a dozen half-assed tasks. Master one, then on to the next. Define your goals. Make your plans and prioritize yourself in achieving those goals. Our brains get fatigued when we have to make too many decisions and consume too much information. So do yourself a favor and focus that resource, that precious resource, on what will bring your long-term happiness by achieving your goals. Don't rely on motivation. It takes strict discipline. You're no different than anyone else who achieved everything they wanted. Don't let your future self down. Tip number 4, building good habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear highlights a lot of powerful ideas to improve oneself. However, 2 of my favorites are environment design and habit stacking. Take the advice from author of Essentialism, Greg McKeown, who said, "The way of the essentialist means living by design, not by default." It means that you don't have to be the victim of your design, but you can be the architect. Look at the design of your living room. What's it designed to do? The couches and chairs all point where? Usually at the TV. And what do people do in their living rooms? Watch TV. So if you wanted to, let's say, play your guitar more often instead of watching Netflix, you would unplug the TV from the wall and make it harder to turn on and leave your guitar in the middle of the room. You'll walk past it a couple of times, but then pick it up and start playing because that's how you designed that room to be. That's the power of environment design. Clear emphasizes controlling your surroundings to encourage good habits. It's like trying to eat healthier by not buying chips, because if the chips are there, let's face it, that bag stands no chance. Instead, fill your kitchen with veggies and healthy snacks, and it's like forcing yourself into becoming a salad lover or a healthier snacker, because when you're hungry, a piece of lettuce is a lot tastier than no food. If you want to avoid something like doom scrolling, don't leave your phone next to your bed, unless you want your morning routine to involve 3 hours of TikTok and no productivity. And we've seen where that leaves us at the start of the video. Instead, leave it somewhere out of grabbing reach when you're in bed, so you have to get up in the morning. And that getting up leads to you brushing your teeth, and that leads to you washing your face, which leads to you being more awake, which leads to you making a coffee, which leads to you doing the work that you need to do. And before you know it, the work inspiration cycle is flowing. So design your home, your workspace, your bed, and your wardrobe in a way that makes it designed to carry out the most important task you want done, and you'll find yourself accomplishing a lot more. Clear's next idea is habit stacking. So while the book is based around building small habits that compound to achieving bigger goals, in this specific technique, Clear describes linking a new habit to an existing one. If you already brush your teeth every morning, and we hope you do, why not do 10 squats right after? Soon, your bathroom mirror will bear witness to your fitness glory. It's kind of like piggybacking good behavior. If brushing your teeth is the responsible friend, then squats are the wild sidekick tagging along, making you healthier by association and giving you a nice bum at the same time. Ponder with the profound wisdom of Lao Tzu, who once said, "Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny." Take some more action and watch our next one here to get even more ahead if you like this one.